Welcome to the Info War.
With you today, Toads turning gay.
I don't like them putting Pokeblocks in the water that turns the damn toads gay. Freaking toads gay?
The frickin' Toads are gay.
You seem like someone who would love it if the toads turned freaking gay.
Stop always assuming that I'm a furry and or want to fuck video game characters.
Yeah, but this whole episode, we were going to listen to some of your Nintendo Super Smash Bros. Fan fiction.
That is true, which does feature Pichu and Bowser fucking, possibly.
No spoilers yet. You got to have them wait for it.
Oh, okay. After the break,
we'll have a little bit of a nice light afternoon Super Smash Bros. Erotica.
I like this poetry reading segment.
Yeah, maybe we should do more like erotic Nintendo poetry.
Yes.
That'll be like our niche that like elevates us amongst the other video game podcasts.
Yes.
We were already quite warmed up because the man at the liquor store where we got our podcast beer,
the very adult man was into Fortnite.
Yeah, and he really like once he heard that we were like, you know, big time video game podders, he pulled us aside. I was like, we should really just put a Zoom recorder on the counter. Do some
we
shots.
should bring in Bottle Shop Guy.
Maybe next episode we'll be joined by a special guest, Bottle Shop Guy.
Yes, and Bin Inspector.
Oh, that's like, I'm going to peg that as my hottest new take for the Game of the Year, Bin Inspector 2019.
Yeah, this morning we got a knock on the door from the Bin Inspector because the bins were overflowing with trash.
What an epidemic.
Yeah, it was a really exciting part of the day.
I wonder how much power, like, is it like a mall cop?
He didn't look like a cop. He kind of looked like he was maybe selling something.
He is technically a bin cop.
Well, he had a lot to say about bin regulation and how to pack down the bins safely, and told us to bring the bins in even though it's bin night because, like, it could attract, like, wildlife and...
Like an elk?
Like a hawk?
Like Lush sucks.
Yeah, Lush is going to come and rummage for our bin. How to protect yourself from Lush.
That's why Lush is so prolific, is that they just go around and they're rummaging through your bins, crafting paint out of melted plastic.
He's actually Bigfoot.
I'd believe that.
Lush is Bigfoot.
Lush is Bigfoot. You heard it here first.
Lush is my favorite crypto.
Lush is my favorite cryptocurrency. I have something to talk about cryptocurrency.
Ooh, what?
But first,
okay,
since we're like, you know, a few minutes in, or since we're using logic, we're a few beats in. You're listening to Fakest Gamer Girls.
Yes.
I am Romy.
And I'm Brennan.
And we are your favorite gamer girls who are properly fake because we love Nintendo and we don't play Battlefield 4.
No, unlike the guy from the bottle shop who we're definitely going to get in.
To talk about Fortnite at 40.
Fortnite at 40. He was doing the Fortnite dance behind the counter. He wasn't even in the damn bottle shop. We should have racked it.
We could have stolen all of those blue potions.
Yeah, he was playing Fortnite in the back, in the cool room.
He probably was playing Fortnite in the cool room.
Maybe when you're 40 and play Fortnite, you have to ice yourself within the cool room to preserve your body until you...
Oh, definitely. And also so you can seem cooler to the kids that you're, like, yelling at over TeamSpeak.
He's like, I'm literally cool.
Look at me, kids. I do a yeet.
Yeah, he had Yeezys on.
Talking about cryptocurrency, I bought a video game with cryptocurrency the other day.
Fuck off, with Ripple.
No, with Ethereum.
How much Ethereum do you have?
Not a lot anymore.
So what game did you buy?
Watch Dogs 2. Really? Which is like oddly really fitting because it's like a hacker game.
Yeah, totally.
And I played Watch Dogs 1.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of the first games I got on my PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And God, it was an interesting idea, but the guy was just such a grown 4chan loser that you play as.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, right?
Yeah, and in the second one, you play as Marcus, who's this like young African American guy living in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it's just like the whole game is so much lighter and bright and vibrant and fun. And there's like a politician who's a trans woman of color.
Whoa.
And it's like all of this shit. You take down like a Scientology-esque cult.
Okay, see, I've never played it, obviously. Don't have a PC or whatever, PlayStation. But I've heard kind of interesting things about that game on like media and everything.
I haven't actually booted it up yet because I haven't had time. But I'll give a small report next week.
How much Ethereum did you blow on it?
Like $19 worth. Because I was just like, it was like the Ubisoft sale. And I was like, you know what? I've had my eye on this game for a while. It's 67% off.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good deal.
Yeah.
And then when I was going to pay, I was like, one of the options was Ethereum. And I was like, well, my Ethereum's fucking doing nothing, just sitting there. I may as well get something out of it.
How much Ethereum did you earn, if that's not?
I can't remember how much I had in. I think I had like $100 or something in Ethereum.
True. Wow. Fuck. My Ripple is still unsafe and not in a wallet.
Yeah, so no one steal Brennan's Ripple. We're talking to all bin inspectors out there. It is an unsanctioned
Every
Ripple
time you
deposit.
come over, Romy, I'm like, she's going to help me. And then I know how annoying that is. And I know that I could just go on YouTube and watch a tutorial for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but what kind of transsexual friend would I be if I didn't help you safely deposit your cryptocurrency into a wallet?
So tell everyone who's listening
What am I
right
telling
now
them?
that you're going to promise to help me.
Okay, listeners of Fakest Gamer Girls, I solemnly swear to help Brennan deposit their Ripple safely into a Toast wallet as long as I'm allowed to drink beer and play some Legend of Zelda NES on the Switch.
You may.
Done deal.
Done deal.
This is a live action
I'll
handshake.
upgrade this deal.
Yeah?
With you.
Yeah.
Because you don't... Because you can play a Nintendo version of Legend of Zelda, or you can play the new updated version of the Legend of Zelda, which they just released, called Legend of Zelda SP.
For special penis?
For the special penises in the room.
Oh, I feel so seen.
The special Peni edition.
No, what does SP actually stand for?
I don't know. But every month they release like 3 new Nintendo games, and they just release like a special edition, which like lets you start with like heaps of weapons and armor. It's like an easy mode.
Oh, cool. So it's like cheats and shit.
It's not cheats. It's like a ROM hack that Nintendo had made themselves.
Cool.
Or
Nintendo, you're doing some interesting shit.
It seems weird. Yeah, it's like you start with like the extra like tunic, which is like white. Then you have like your like flame kind of candle thing, so you can like light a room, like about 9 keys, max money, bombs, maybe like boomerang or something, like a few of the like weapons.
That's wild.
Yeah, but it kind of looks strange. Like it looks like what they did is they like went through the game, got all these items and saved it.
Oh, so it's kind of like you've just got some bros like save file?
Because you're not exactly like starting fresh with these extra like items. The bushes are burnt and things are moved around and stuff. It almost seems like they've gone through and collected the things for you.
I dare say this is a conspiracy theory.
Unconfirmed. I'm just being a conspirator, but maybe...
Welcome to the InfoWars.
I don't know how game development works. Maybe you need to like trigger those tiles and get the items underneath.
Yeah, maybe because it's such an old game as well.
Yeah.
Like they don't have the master tape. Oh, they probably do. It's probably guarded by like 7 old men in dresses 50 feet under the ground.
With huge like Vatican hats on.
That each like one has Link on it, one has Zelda, one has Gammon, and one has the Dooku tree.
Do you remember Tingle?
Tingle.
It's like the 45-year-old man who wanted to be a fairy.
Oh yeah. I know about the guy in Florida, the 45-year-old man who wants to be Peter Pan.
Oh, I feel like he's like way older than that now.
Yeah, he's probably like 60.
I remember seeing that when I was like a kid on like Conan O'Brien or something.
Yeah, and like I remember it was like in like the early days of the internet, at least for like our generation, his website was like one of the weird ones that you'd go to.
What? I had no idea.
Because he had like a website where he posted like selfies before selfies were a thing.
Yeah.
Of him in all of his outfits, and it was always like, you know, when like you're a kid and like you've got the internet, it's not super regulated.
Yeah.
So, but instead of like focusing on all the pornography, you just focus on the nut jobs that like have their pre-live journal live journal.
Fucking.
I apologize for saying nut jobs as well, for I am also a nut job.
Likewise.
Bingo.
Yep. Given a few nut jobs. So.
Yo. Yes.
I miss those days, even though I was like, we were kids or whatever, but still, like, Facebook just like makes the internet so homogenous and boring.
Yeah, you lose track of all the weird stuff.
You can't even do HTML. I know it's like a 10-year-old cry, but
it's a 10-year-old crime, HTML.
It's a 10-year-old crime. It is, because, I remember I didn't want to join onto Facebook because you couldn't edit it.
I know, what was like... See, that's the thing I liked about MySpace, is that you essentially got to build your own website. Imagine how good that would be now.
We would be like hackers by now if we were still learning HTML to make these websites
but then
amazing.
Also think about like your artist pages, for example.
Yeah.
What you could do with them these days if they still let you edit with HTML. Like,
well,
can you
can
imagine
still use
like
Tumblr,
a big... Oh, yeah, but no one actually goes to Tumblrs.
No.
If you see a band and their main website is a Tumblr, it's kind of a little bit like... I'm going to burp. I'm wearing a beret, though, so it's okay.
The burp beret.
The burp beret. I feel like it's like... This is my special item that where I can burp in public but still look elegant. Because it's a beret. But anyway, I like...
confirm that.
Apologies to any of my friends whose main website is a Tumblr.
My artist website is a Tumblr because it was easy to throw stuff up, but I don't have music on there.
But what about like Squarespace or like...
Yeah, true. But like they give you some features, but you still have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Even if you use like some podcast like code.
It's true. It's true. You know, we'll probably have a Tumblr.
They're kind of retro. They're fun. They're
They're
silly.
kooky.
Yeah, they're kooky. Like
they're kitsch.
They are kitsch.
John Waters still uses Tumblr.
John Waters.
John Waters loves Tumblr. He says it's real kitsch.
I bet he fucking does.
I think his Tumblr handle is Pink Flamingo on my gentleman's region .tumblr.com.
He hasn't gotten over that pink flamingo aesthetic. Hey. He sounds really cool. He sounds like he still like goes to gigs and like hangs out with the noise scene and stuff.
Yeah, no, he seems perpetually switched on.
Yeah.
Which is more than I can say for like, I don't know, Marina Abramovich.
Yeah, but she's
She's just like teaching Lady Gaga how to count stones so that she stops taking artist cocaine, which is like 50% pencil shavings.
Yeah, this whole podcast is run on pencil shavings.
Yeah, we each rack like we butt chug so many pencil shavings.
Butt chug so many, like 30, 60 OZs of pure pencil shavings.
Oh my god, actually today we came up with the best outside VR game called Paintbrush Toss.
Yeah, it's where you get my paintbrush that fell out the window of my like second story terrace and try and throw it into my bedroom window.
But it has to be right before you go into the store to get beer from Fortnite over 40.
Yes, and you have to dodge the advances of the bin inspector.
It's like really... It's an intense VR experience, but I'm going to give it my patented 4 boners out of 5.
That's a lot of boners.
It's more boners than most people normally see at one time.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. For the beta boner.
For the beta boner. Are you a beta or alpha boner?
I played a beta this week.
We both played a beta this week.
We did. We played a beta.
This is us going into like actual proper full video games, but we did our research.
We did.
And this is an Australian game too.
Yes. made in Melbourne, and it was called Knuckle Sandwich.
And you can get the demo yourself for PC or Mac. Just type in Knuckle Sandwich game into Google.
Yeah, you can get it through, all the information's on the Kickstarter, and I got it through Itch.
That's right, yeah.
Which I actually never been there before, and I like downloaded the server or whatever you call it into my computer, so it operates kind of like Steam, but it's all just like indie games.
I must say the demo, it's short.
It is short. So the game's made by Andrew Brothy. And his Kickstarter is like a fuck ton of like supporters. It's like, 2,500 people, over $81,000.
With like an initial goal of 25,000. So that's like, the boy's done something good.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. But yeah, the demo is short.
But like, considering the fact that I'm pretty sure this is like Stardew Valley, where he's just making it all himself.
Pretty much like everything with like help from like composers, but I think he even does the sound effects too.
Yeah. There's like, okay, so if you're not familiar with this game, it's kind of like it's got a real Earthbound feel to it.
Definitely. It's like a real love letter to that period of games, in particular like Earthbound, yeah.
I'd say it's like, it just came across to me as like the surrealist RPG that the job seeker youth desperately need.
It's really like loved that part, particularly because I know it's made by someone from Melbourne.
Yeah, like it really kind of taps into that culture.
Yeah, fucking hell. That's so funny when he goes to the job seeker agency and they like offer him these like terrible.
Yeah, but like the best thing about that is like the callbacks to other games. Like you go into like, it becomes like a game show in the job seeker office.
Yeah.
Where you spin a wheel and like you get options like dancer, and then you get put into another room where you immediately have to play Dance Dance Revolution.
Yes.
And it just like gets impossible.
Yeah, it just got so hard that you just can't win, or if you can, like, I'm not sure what happens.
Yeah. I don't know how much I want to spoil of the demo, because it's worth it to play through for how the story like develops.
Yeah, instantly when you start, it's so colorful, and the music is like really like nostalgic.
Yeah, it's
really arcs back to the kind of like early 90s, late 80s.
I would die for this on the Switch.
Yeah,
like a Switch port would be amazing.
I everything about it I was really enjoying.
And there's great humor as well, because like it's sort of like, it's that kind of Pokemon style of view. Is that isometric?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And
we always ask, is that isometric?
It's like our patented number one question. But there's like a lot of gags and goofs, like when you walk to the bus stop, and if you try and walk back home, it'll just go through like a bunch of little text jokes over and over. Like there's like secrets.
Oh,
everywhere.
I didn't see that.
Oh, I did a little bit of sleuthing.
I tried to leave before you find the letter to go work in the hamburger joint. I like tried to leave, and it was kind of like fourth wall, like breaking him up.
Yeah, there's
like the plot's not letting you.
There's a lot of that, which is fun, and it's like it's an RPG with like a heavy combat element, and the combat is just straight out of Earthbound / Undertale.
Yeah,
it's like like kind of Pokemon as well. You've got your options, you've got your skills, your combat, your flee.
Yeah, you have speed, defense, charisma, luck, I think, and attack. And you basically attack, either you use a skill like raising your defense, or this all-out kind of pummeling attack where you like have to press up on the directional pad.
That's right.
Which is kind of fun, but I'm not really sure like how the mechanic works. Or you just do your basic attack, which will cause this like meter to like dance across the screen, and then you have another kind of like line, which then you have to press X to like cross into the kind of like.
You want it to get in the green.
The green or red area, I think, does more damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you can also dodge attacks.
Yeah,
live,
I was really bad at that.
I
didn't get like when you were supposed to do it, but I'm sure there is some kind of like pattern to it.
Yeah, there was like some kind of like beat to it, but you can like tap. It was the X key on the keyboard.
Yeah.
To dodge the attacks.
Yeah.
The colors are fucked up gorgeous, and the settings, the humor is also just like it's amazing and a bit disgusting.
It's like a slacker film in like a video game.
Pretty much. It's like
It's very self-aware of where it's coming from in terms of its like aesthetic, but also just like the humor. It's so Australian and dark.
yeah, it's actually like seriously a must for anyone in Melbourne who's a gamer right now.
And like unemployed or like working in a shitty hospo job.
Pretty much.
Because you literally just would like murder someone and like serve them up.
I mean, I can see that happening at some of our fine local venues. But yeah, also, I'm pretty sure you can run it on like any computer. Like, this is not going to be a gas guzzler. You can run it on your MacBook Pro from art school 10 years ago, or you can run it on your top of the line PC that's built out of like scientists' brains from NASA.
Yes.
Anything will run it. The demo's free, and I think when it comes out, it'll be about $20. So like, come on.
And he's always
that's like a jug at the tote.
Wait, it costs money?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
The demo's free. I'm talking about when it's full release.
When it's full release, it's like buying drugs at the Tote Hotel in Collingwood, where I work.
Come on, no one's selling drugs for $20.
I wish. I can't wait till the full version comes out. I haven't checked out any of his other games because I just got a hold of this itch thing.
I'm going to have to check them out too.
Yeah.
Segueing though, you know how we touched on Earthbound last episode?
Yeah.
I fell in love with it again.
So you're really going hard?
Yeah, it's become like my main game I'm playing at the moment.
Oh, damn.
That's
cool.
I just opened it up and I picked it up because I was like...
Do you have it on 3DS?
Yeah, it's the port they put out for 3DS.
Yeah.
Which I find surprising that they took so long to do that, given the cult status of Earthbound.
Yeah, weird.
Like, and it's a little bit more expensive than all the other virtual console games.
Yeah.
By like $3.
Yeah, because they know that it's like physically rare, but like...
Yeah, it's just like...
But when something goes out of print and they're not going to like redistribute a physical one, the only way you can get it is by either downloading it illegally, which like I've done many times, and then they re-release it, make it so expensive.
I know, they're really not doing any favors for something that like they probably don't spend a lot of money.
Is it even on like the kind of like Super Nintendo Mini?
Yes.
Okay,
I
true.
think it is. Or we can actually we can fact check here at with our intern.
You do that. We'll get our intern Tracy to do it while you keep describing your Earthbound experience.
So yeah, I picked up where I left off because I was curious to see whether I could handle it or if I would have forgotten the story entirely. Because I think I stopped playing just before the first proper boss, when you're in the first big town that you go to.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think I just lost interest or something like that because it's a niche game.
Yeah.
It takes a degree of nostalgia to get into, but I was able to pick it up, pretty much remember a little bit about where I was going.
Because I've played it up until a point where I have forgotten. Oh, fuck, Stacey, you fucked it up.
Oh, Stacey.
Okay, so fuck, you're fired. So Stacey says that the internet's actually not working because I haven't paid my bill.
Well, if there's anyone that wants to intern for Fakest Gamer Girls, you can send your info to us.
Because Stacey's gone.
Yeah, Stacey is.
You were meant to pay the bill, Stacey, not me.
I love that your internet name is R.I.P. Little Peep.
True.
I feel like that is just like. It's a tribute. It's a touching tribute.
Yeah, our house is a touching tribute to Little Peep. R.I.P.
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 Okay, but yeah.
Yes, I'm in a similar situation. I would love to go back. Where was I even? I think I was like fighting some ghosts in a town.
Oh, see, I've only just got up to that bit now. I actually quit a lot earlier than you did, which is probably why it was easier for me to get back into it. But, okay, so like, so much of the game is so fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so like I beat the first big boss to unlock the foot area in the Melody Soundstone.
Okay, yeah.
And then to move on to the next town, there's a roadblock.
Yes.
And there's all these police here, and they're like, there's nothing you can do here.
Yeah.
And then they tell you to go to the police station and have a chat with them to see what you can do about entering the next town.
Mm-hmm.
And you go there and they're like, oh, so you think you're tough? You think you want to enter the next town? Come with me. You go into a back room in the police station and the policeman locks the door and says to you, Ness, this like 12-year-old boy,
Yes.
you have to first fight these 5 police officers.
Yes,
and
I
if
remember
you
that.
beat them all, then you can go to the next town. So then, like, you're this kid wailing on cops.
Yeah, I love the imagination in it. That is, yeah.
But it just blows my fucking mind that this is like a game that
Where you
came
bash
out in
cops.
like 93 where you're a kid bashing cops.
And the police are incompetent in the game. They're morons, yeah.
They're absolute morons.
Granted, I guess it's meant to be set in America from the perspective of like a Japanese.
That's right.
designer.
It's like an interesting love letter to Americana,
Yeah, absolutely.
but like
film.
without actually having been to America.
Yeah.
Cause then but yeah, that just blew my little mind, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, ACAB! This game's like sick. I'm behind it 100%." And then I went to that to rescue that chick, the first party member you get.
Yes. Yep.
What's that like? Her name's not Phoebe. I don't know why I think
Literally,
Phoebe.
can't remember their names. Maybe because I named them all.
Yeah, true. But she's in that town where there's like the happyism cult, and they're just like. All of these people are wearing Ku Klux Klan styled hoods that are all painted blue.
Yes.
And then like you go through, it's fucking weird. You eventually beat the leader.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, sorry. And then like everything goes back to normal. He's just like, I'm really sorry.
Yep.
It's just so fucking funny.
Did you get to the town with the like kind of nose people?
The nose people?
Okay, I think I'm a bit further than you.
Yeah.
Still.
I have to backtrack to Cop Bash Town.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah.
need to see that crime boss that operates out of the park because he said to come back once I rescued the girl.
Yes, in the kind of tent.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that game. Okay, you're reminding me how fun that game is. I think I'm at the town with those little guys that are made of noses. God, I wish I could remember.
I seriously like. If any of you listening have a 3DS, this is well worth your $13.
Yeah.
But like, okay, there are some cons. The graphics, it's old.
Yeah, it is old. I think I might have enhanced mine through my emulator, which is like OpenEMU. You can kind of change the pixel.
Actually, yeah, fuck buying it. Just do OpenEMU. Like, Nintendo makes enough money.
I mean, yeah, I'm really pro getting ROMs of old games, which like don't physically exist anymore.
Well, especially if you've got a Macintosh computer, because that specific emulating service you utilize,
Yeah,
that blows my mind.
it's really good. Like I just get
That's
games because
OpenEMU.
OpenEMU, like Open Emulator. It runs like anything from like Commodore 64 to like, PlayStation.
GameCube.
No, you might be able to get like a bin like extension. I had to do that to play PlayStation games. It runs Nintendo 64, but it's a bit sloppy.
It's hard to get a good 64 emulator. I've never really played a good one.
Yeah, I was playing Banjo-Kazooie last year on it, and I was like, this is weird.
That's a 3DS re-release I'd like.
Yes. Yeah, true.
But yeah, going back to Earthbound, I found saving to be a real chore.
Oh, going to the hotel? Oh,
Well,
the telephone.
Just any telephone, and then you got to call your dad, and your dad's like, I'll make a note of things. And it just takes forever.
Yeah.
And you have to, and also, actually, my biggest gripe is restoring your PP or PowerPoints.
Yeah.
Because you got to find a fucking sparkly butterfly somewhere in the wild.
Oh my God. I
And it's
forgot
like-
about that.
It's so, like, tricky. It's like, they've made this game so hard. And you have limited item space and so many items that you need to sort through that you're constantly calling up Embargo Express or whatever
Yeah.
to pay $18 a pop to switch your items
To switch your items. Fuck. Like, I don't know if it was attempting to be realistic, because it's not realistic how it works, but that you can't carry so many items. Or whether or not games back in the 90s had to be hard because you weren't expected to own that many at a time.
I think so, yeah. I think it would have been rare for kids to own more than, I want to say, 2 or 3 titles.
Yeah.
And these ones, like, these are built to last. Like, this is like 100-hour game.
Definitely. The soundtrack is huge. And the
It's
soundtrack
amazing.
is really good. I've listened to it on YouTube plenty of times. Yeah. And really, there are plenty of obvious similarities with Knuckle Sandwich.
Yeah, it was actually like it was a fun coincidence having like fell in love with Earthbound again and then play Knuckle Sandwich.
Yeah, you're in the zone. Of
Like
that.
actually in the zone.
Yeah, I want more like indie titles that are actually like kind of like really successful in kind of representing that genre or something.
Yeah. We'll do our research and see if we can come back with another game of the week.
Totally.
I do believe Knuckle Sandwich is our game of the week.
Also noticed that the designer Andrew Brothy made a SoundCloud which has like quite a few of the songs that are in the game, because it's like a multitude of different artists who are like helping him like create the soundtrack. So it's on SoundCloud.
Excellent.
As well.
That's something to check out.
Under Knuckle Sandwich.
Fuck yeah. Should we take a little break and then come back with some Super Smash Bros. Fan fiction?
Let's do that.
Woo! Coming to do a speaking tour in Australia?
I do know that Government Guinness is coming. We'll be there at the...
Can we get a press back?
We'll definitely be there at any counter rallies that are like Lawrence Sutherland. Did you hear about those ones?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'd love to go to a counter protest against the Proud Boys.
Yeah, there will be one, no doubt.
We could even cover it for our non-political musical radio show.
We'll join... Ooh, true. We'll join the anarchists.
I love me some anarchy video games.
Gaming anarchists combined with...
I mean, that is most of America's Antifa.
Definitely, they're all gamers.
Oh, 100%. They all love...
Shepherds?
They all love
gaming.
Japanese bullet hell games.
True.
I'm not even joking.
No More Heroes or whatever. The Yakuza games. What's that sick PlayStation 2 game where it's all like fucked up, like weird, like anime, and you're like an assassin, and like everyone like it turns into these weird like floating ghosts?
Persona?
No, it's not an RPG. We'll get back to this later. I'll remember. It's annoying because everything I talk about on this podcast, I actually forget either the name of the characters, the title of the game, who made it. I actually don't know anything.
This is why we need notes, not just beer.
Yeah, we've got the beer down. We just don't have the note-taking.
We got the beer and the coffee.
I wrote notes. I wrote Knuckle Sandwich and then Paris Hilton and 10 Dogs. But then I didn't read the article. But you read the article.
I read the article.
So basically, she's suggesting to Nintendo that their best game ever was Nintendog. And Nintendog must be made on iOS.
Yeah, like she really wants it on the Apple App Store and kind of wants to make herself wants to re-sign her contract to be an ambassador for Nintendo, because around the time of the GameCube and the first DS, she was actually an ambassador for Nintendo.
Yeah, there's a red carpet, or at least like Nintendo kind of...
The Nintendo carpet.
The Nintendo... regal Nintendo carpet where she's holding that GameCube, which has a handle, so it looks like a handbag.
God, all the missed opportunities having a GameCube as a young gay child and not doing those poses with it.
Yes. Oh my god, the pic with her and Nicole Richie where she's holding Soul Calibur 2.
Yes. Unfortunately, the PlayStation port.
Oh, so what'd she get? Like Yoshimitsu?
Yeah.
She didn't get that Link. What'd the Xbox get? Spawn. Why wouldn't they give him like Splinter Cell or something like...
Master Chief?
Master Chief. Yes, he doesn't... Oh, yeah, you can use a sword weapon in that game.
I would love... it's not canon by any degree, but I'd love to have like an accidental Master Chief cameo in one of your fan fiction.
Yes.
Like a portal to another world opens up and Master Chief stumbles
I
through.
will get there. I think I just need to cover like more Super Smash Brothers, and then I will get into like other things.
Yeah.
I
must say I really did enjoy your reading last Sunday at what was that place called?
It's called Lebowski's.
Lebowski's for Daniel Ward's
and Benson D. Smithers.
Line podcast.
Yes, Line podcast. So it's like a kind of reading poetry performance evening, and there's been 3 so far, and they coincide with a zine and the release of a podcast, which is called Line.
And we both.
I'll link in the episode description.
We both performed at the last one.
Yes, Romy did an amazing performance where she grabbed the musical works of
Stockhausen
and noisified them through the use of pedals and other mysterious gemstones. It
was like the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic. I had them all, and I harnessed the power of Supersonic, and I finally defeated Stockhausen.
And he morphed into one of the gems, and then we flushed it down the toilet.
At Lebowski's.
Your final piece is complete.
I do love that like they gave away so much complimentary pop rocks for a podcast/spoken word event.
Yes, Daniel got up and then recorded themselves with the pop rocks in their mouth.
It was pretty cute.
Someone threw some pop rocks in the toilet. So fuck whoever did that.
It was probably another like young female white academic there.
Not the one we're thinking of. I love that event with like 20 friends, so someone's like, I'm going to sabotage the toilet pop rocks.
I didn't see that. What did it do?
Apparently someone tried to sit on it and it was all like bursting.
Oh, fuck. That's horrible.
Yeah, it could be kind of fun though.
I guess, but I don't know how clean the water is there.
Oh, yeah, you don't want the splashback toilet water. I take that back.
I mean, like, you'd want it if you had, like, some kind of special clean reserve toilet that had your own controllable water source.
I don't think the sanitation bin inspector would approve of pop rocks in the toilet.
He stands sanitation. He doesn't stand vandalism.
Yeah, doing the Fortnite dance over the pop rocks toilet at Lebowski's. Okay, so I don't have a title for this reading. I'm not very good at titling works of any kind. But it is about a Pichu talking to someone on Grindr, and this is one of 4 pieces. This is the one I didn't read at Lebowski's, so the other 3 will be on the podcast. And I counted all the words I wrote last week.
Yeah.
In 3 days, 7,060 words.
Fuck.
Which is more than my exegesis was for honors.
I was going to say, because those are normally about 4,000 or 5,000 words.
Yeah. I didn't even notice how much I wrote, and then yesterday I started writing another script, and I think I'm just writing right now. I'm just finding it.
Well, you've really got a voice, and you've especially got a voice for the Super Smash Brothers universe. You need to submit these to, what was it? The Star something Embassy?
Subspace MRC.
Yeah, you need to like properly like get these in. Branch
Would they
off.
Embrace like weird queer fanfic?
Oh, come on. Like, it's the longest running English or any language document, I think, in the world.
Yes.
And there's only so many characters. There's only so many couplings you can do before you get weird and queer, right?
So much incest.
I mean, 3 million words, there's got to be some, same-sex attracted.
I might. I'm just going to put them on a WordPress or something and use my pen name and then just like...
Excellent. But
and just see how I go.
I do like we have a Fakest Gamer Girls podcast exclusive.
A tiny black paw swipes up and down the screen, scanning the endless list of faces, torsos, and blank display pictures. Perhaps it was a hangover, or just a Sunday afternoon boredom. Everything in Olivine City is shut on a Sunday anyway. Just as Pichu puts the phone down on the lapras shell bedside table, the phone alerts Pichu to a new message. The profile name reads, Crown emoji, kooper4younger, with no display picture. The message was short. Hi mate, how are you? Pichu, being as shy as he is, isn't very adventurous in these type of dating apps, and he has a basic policy of no Facebook, no chat. Although that sentiment is as much a defense mechanism he picked up to contrast his own sexual reservations, if anything. Still, he was bored and no one else was messaging, and if anything else, it made him feel a little in control. He replies, "Good, how are you?" Moments pass as Pichu rests the tablet on the side of his bed again, tossing back and forth as if to cure his hangover using the buoyancy by imitating the move roll out. The phone chimes again. "Good, mate, what are you up to?" That was it, Pichu thought. This guy must be as dumb as the tusks on a Don fan. Still, Pichu is bored, alone, and feeling a little electric in his cheek pouches. So he writes back, "Just rolling around in bed hungover, how about you?" Hoping that the consequences of Pichu's party lifestyle will sniff out any conservative remarks from this older guy and put an end to Pichu's curiosity, he replied. However, Pichu's attempts to sabotage the conversation fails, as kooper4younger replies again, "Ha ha ha ha, big night out, mousy?" Pichu responds quickly and utterly sincerely this time. "Haha, sorta. A bunch of us took the train from Kanto last night all the way to Celadon. Wasn't bad." kooper4younger replies, "Not bad, mousy. I used to club when I was your age. Would kill me now." There was something that irritated Pichu about how the dull conversation was going. He was far too basic, even for a man who was 43. He wasn't that much older for Pichu at 23. Pichu left the conversation there for a moment before the phone went off again. The message read, "Any more pics, mousy?" That's rich, Pichu thought, coming from this guy who didn't even have a display picture, yet asking him for more. Pichu had a few decent nudes on his phone, but he was hardly ready just to sell himself that cheap. "You first," Pichu replies. "Send a face pic." "No face pic this time, mousy." "I'm not sending you anything," Pichu says, "unless you send me a pic first, of your face." A moment passes, long enough for Pichu to feel the hangover throbbing in his tall ears. The alert on the screen reads, "kooper4younger sent a picture message." The pic was a large Cooper's belly in yellow shell-coloured underwear laying on a banana lounge, with his legs and feet stretched out. Quickly followed by an upward shot of his torso in the same underwear in front of a fancy hotel mirror with his head cropped out. Pichu felt a little ashamed that the pics initially made his tail perk up. He had a penchant for daddy types in his heart, but had only made it a few times with those his own age at hipster gatherings and some other not-so-memorable one-night stands at the Lure Ball disco. kooper4younger, how about now? Pichu made a jolt reaction and quick attacks the attachment icon and sends a subtle mirror selfie in his Charizard onesie. Feeling guilty straight away, more so for the fact that he covered himself up in the image and his own moral standing, he sends an artful nude of himself in bed, his bottom half covered by a white sheet. kooper4younger replies, Pichu had to admit to himself that this conversation was more about his boredom or his ego. This guy was serious, but Pichu wasn't sure he was up for the challenge, or at least didn't want to admit it to himself. "Hot body," kooper4younger responds, again before Pichu had a chance to reply. "Thanks," is all Pichu could write back, really not knowing where to go from here. Pichu surely had no intention of going any further with this guy, did he? "You keen?" kooper4younger replies. Pichu started getting butterfrees in his stomach, or was it straight up anxiety attack? Pichu decided to stretch out this back and forth as long as Pokemonly possible. Maybe, smiley face emoji. "I'm in Olivine West." kooper4younger replies, "We're now as fast as any real-life conversation will be. Do you live alone, mousy?" Pichu knew full well that Ness and Lucas were out all weekend at the Subspace Embassy, but there was no way this dude was coming over to his messy share house. No way he was going to sit across his bed, making idle chit-chat about the mess on his floor, the bong in the sink. "I live with friends, and my room's a mess, to be honest, and I haven't left bed all day," Pichu says. Pichu was beginning to be a real boner killer, but kooper4younger was persistent. "I have a hotel in Olivine East till tomorrow. Come, mousy." I have no money. Let me think, Pichu, attempting to drag it out as long as possible, somehow thinking its next move would feint this conversation. Pichu lays down on his bed and takes a new photo of himself with his eyes closed, as if to portray he was both tired and restless and had no intention of leaving bed. kooper4younger at this point responds with his mind made up. He messages again, "You're hot, come on, show me more." Before Pichu can continue to procrastinate, kooper4younger sends an upward picture of his entire naked shell, cropped from the neck upward, but this time without the underwear, revealing a large Kooper's dick. Pichu hated that he found this image arousing, but shame was a real turn-on for the electric mouse. Pichu, who was the type to always give some loose change to anyone asking or hold a door for a stranger, felt obliged to reply. He returns the gesture with the same shot and sends the only picture of his cock he had saved to his favorites. He sends it. He gets a response. "Damn, kooper4younger. Come now." "I have no money to get a poker cab," Pichu made the last attempt to shade his curiosity. "I'll order one for you. Where do you live?" kooper4younger replies. Pichu took a moment of silence to himself. Am I truly going to go through with this? He thought to himself. Am I going to tarnish my track record that rests on the purity of me having never engaged in any sort of sexual act over some kind of dirty dating app? Only teasing himself with the concept? Never going through with it? Receiving the nudes but then blocking the person instantly? Using washed up proles to pass the time between battles? Pichu's euphoria was making itself present and was weighing heavily down on him. He was so lost in thought that he missed another message. "I'll treat you real good, and we can have a PP up and see how we go. I've got plenty to drink here." One last time, Pichu asks, "Why don't you have a face picture?" "Are you famous, lol?" Pichu showing his humorous side. "You could say so. You would respect my privacy though, wouldn't you, Mousy?" Pichu would at least to the media, but not to his friends. Irregardless of this, he still says, "Of course I would never reveal your identity, whoever you are." "What about it, Mousy? What's your address? I'll get you a ride." "If you want, I can get you a ride home too. Don't worry, you don't have to stay here." Pichu waited a moment, rubbing his cheek pouches to expel some pent-up electricity. It's now or never, he thought. Maybe he did want a ride. He responds, 7 Lumberry Drive, West Olivine. Fuck, Keiichi thought to himself. What am I doing? Booking now, kooper4younger replies. Fuck. Should he pull out? Should he hide? What if he's crazy? Fuck. Keiichi flicks through the pictures he sent as if the texture of his skin would reveal some truth about his decency. As if no time had passed, all the wheels of a car roll up outside his bedroom window. Fuck. He looks out the poker cab. Fuck. Keiichi's sucking his paw. Keiichi looks at his bag. He picks up the belongings on the ground, a wallet, the headphones, a scarf. As if he would need any of them, but in the tension of the moment, Keiichi panics and just sits on the floor, dizzy from the butterfreeze in his stomach and the alcohol filtering through his bloodstream. The poker car waits out front with the motor humming. Keiichi looks at the mirror. Somehow his face wasn't as pale and dry as he remembered. His moment of fluster had made his face pink and puffy, and his lips perky. He almost looked better than he did the day before. Could he? No. Fuck. Keiichi's phone chimes. The car is out the front. Are you coming? Says kooper4younger. Keiichi looks at the phone and sighs. He waits till the car door is shut behind him and replies, Yep. See you soon. That's it.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to do That was amazing.
Thank you, babe.
That was you have a real knack for writing, but especially in the Super Smash Bros. Realm.
Yeah. It's all about those weird connections of Pokemon.
But no, that was fucking fantastic. I really enjoyed that. I'm glad that I actually specifically held off from reading that one in the book I got, so I could hear it today.
Thank you.
But yeah, fuck. I there was so many little bits that just I was trying to hold in my laughter.
That's good. I'm glad it was funny.
Like, just like all like the little jokes about like Pokemon moves.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Like, quick attack, attach?
Yeah, quick attack's the attachment button.
Yes.
Yes.
That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was diagnosed like dyslexic, so it's like I like that I'm able to write and it's makes sense and it's legible and like it's
Yeah, no, you've got this. You could start a rival fanfic.
yeah. Wow. Well, I feel like I'm all out of my ability to speak right now.
Fair enough. You just like monologued like the shit out of it. Though, like, you did leave us hanging.
Well,
Is there part 2?
There, I like to leave the rest up to your imagination with whatever happened and whoever it was, but I'm assuming in my head it's Bowser.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm really curious to find out Pichu's reaction when they see King Koopa himself.
I guess they battle it out on the sleazy hotel stage.
Oh my god, Nintendo, please, sleazy motel/hotel stage in Super Smash Bros.
Yes, like no vacancy sign.
Yes.
Oh,
that'd be so nice with like those like cheap Greco-Roman statues of like naked like Bowser.
Oh my god, yes.
Or just like the other Koopas.
Like the shady mayor of like Earthbound or something. Like
yeah.
Or with the mayor from Metro City.
True.
In Mario's Odyssey.
Yeah.
Okay, that could be a good crossover I could do.
There we go.
That's raunchy.
That is raunchy. You know, it'd be fun that I just thought of.
What?
If they just introduced all of the Stardew Valley cast into Super Smash Brothers.
I could see that happening. I guess they have like...
Because they have the Harvest Moon people, correct? No?
No, they don't. They have the villagers from...
oh, that's right,
New
yeah.
Leaf. Yeah. Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah. You know, I've never played an Animal Crossing.
I have played the GameCube one, and I didn't get the 3DS one, and I was really close, but it's 2019 coming to Switch. A brand new game, so I'm just going to like get that.
Ride that out, yeah.
I'm going to get that.
Fuck yeah.
There's also Pocket Camp for the iPhone, which I got into, but my iPhone is too old now. It's a 5, so...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I can't play it.
I had to get rid of my 5. It died.
Mine's is terrible.
That's
it's
why
like you open an app and I have like a 3-second like lag time. I just know I have to wait for it to open, or I'll type in a sentence and I'll just be like, I'll just put it down and just watch it like ghostwrite itself.
Fuck. I got this like fake iPhone.
Okay.
For like $300.
What, like an Oppo?
No, it's a Huawei.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
is
like,
it good?
it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's Android, so like you're in a fucking whole new territory.
Yeah, I had an Android phone that was really bad once. Like too bad to even. I had like 500 megabytes of data on it, space on it.
Really? This is heaps. This has got quite a few gigs.
It was like a shitty one from like a service station, but the apps that you could get were so fun on the App Store, like emulators and. Like,
Oh yeah, it's a little more lawless.
Totally, it was really fun, but it was unusable.
Yeah, I like with my old iPhone. I had a 5S. It would the battery would just shut off anytime I opened the camera.
Yes, terrible.
And like like dating and having that.
No, you have to have it plugged in. I've got a 5C, which are actually quite robust.
True.
Like they're known to be, and I've dropped it so many times it's never smashed. It's like the classic kind of like it's got like smooth corners. Like,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
so it's actually just really good for dropping.
Excellent. Well, if you ever switch, I got one like this from Officeworks near my house.
Yeah. How much was it? $300.
Yeah, around 300. Actually, no, I think it was like 360 or something like that. Look, I'm not trying to sell you a phone.
No, I think I'm gonna have to stay with my phone until it like actually dies, and then I'm forced to like get a new one.
That's what I did. I actually held on to mine for as long as I possibly could.
Pokemonly possible.
As long as Pokemonly possible.
That was the worst one I did.
I did like Poke Uber.
Yeah.
Pooper.
Pooper. Pokeper.
I dare say that's...
I think I got a piss, so I think this is it.
I think that's all she wrote.
All that she wants is another podcast.
Ooh.
I'm gonna ruin that track.
I really enjoyed this episode.
Me too. It was really fun. I think it's getting really fun.
It's cute.
It's really cute.
Tune in next week for more.
Yes, we'll see you next, probably Thursday.